If I passed away, I I think I would be a nosy ghost.
I'm already nosy living.
I'm nosy alive, but now I'm invisible? Listen.
Hi, welcome to Dorm Room Ramblings, episode 3. I am Bailey Collier, podcast producer.
And I am Carly Koon, podcast contributor.
And this episode will be about the ghost of TXST, and there's a lot more than you expected. It's almost supernatural.
Almost scary.
How many there are. So first on our list, the ghost of Old Main. Very fun. So Old Main opened in 1903 and is now the College of Fine Arts and Communication. The ghost is said to have haunted the building since the 1920s. So the ghost, let's talk about her.
A lot of lore.
A lot of lore around her. So a young female student was said to have taken her own life and jumped from the 3rd floor of Old Main.
Mm-hmm. And there are 2 ways that they think it might have happened. The first being that her boyfriend who was serving in the war died, and she was overcome with grief, so she took her own life.
Yeah, and then the other way is that she was said to have been failing school and then took her life because of that. Who's to say? We really don't know. But I think... No, I don't think. But in both cases, she passed away jumping from the 3rd floor, and she is said to be seen up there. Carly, you took the tour freshman year, right?
I did the little haunted TXST tour for orientation.
What did they tell you?
I don't think they even did her. I think they made up their own thing.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the one thing. I didn't go on it because I am too afraid. But you're very much like, dude, let's go at midnight. Let's go 3 a.m.
If
I want to go
Texas State
see
would
it.
have let us, I would have been in Old Main at 4 a.m. But
Just wait.
alas, we had access to 2 buildings during the day. But yeah, no, I don't think they would do something that could have been a real incident. And honestly, it wasn't scary at all. The vibes were kind of off. If anything, the scary part was how much I got attacked by bugs when we were like walking up. So...
Well, I never took the tour because I'm honestly like, 1, afraid of the dark. This episode is very fun for me, very terrifying. Because we went to all the locations during the day because I am so scared, but hopefully we can actually go to one at night.
I think when we went yesterday, I felt like the theater building was worse than Old Main.
There was no one there. That was so weird.
And the lights were flickering. It was strange.
And like you would hear noises, but you would see no one else.
We might have seen Ramsey.
How did Ramsey die again?
Allegedly, he took his own life by hanging himself.
It was the theater kids.
Yeah, the lore doesn't say anything about when or where, so if you are in the theater building a lot, we can't tell you exactly where he did it like we could for the girl from Old Main.
Yeah.
But the reason why he's stuck haunting the theater building is kind of funny. Since the theater building is surrounded by a moat, he can't get out. He can't cross the water.
Imagine being stuck with theater kids forever.
I don't think I could do it. I mean, you can cross into the afterlife, but you can't cross a bridge.
It's like 2 feet deep, bro.
It doesn't make sense.
I don't know much about ghosts. Like, I'm not dead or anything.
Yeah.
I'm pale. I'm not dead or anything.
I don't think I've ever heard lore of ghosts not being able to cross because of water. I've watched almost every season of Supernatural.
Oh, okay.
We've done the salt rings. We've done
maybe
the rock
someone
salt.
secretly did a salt ring around the building because it's circular shaped.
It's actually the salt water in the moat. Do you think that would work?
Dude, I think we just discovered something.
Yeah, I think we cracked the code. Yeah, ghost hunters Carly and Bailey have figured out why ghosts are trapped. Yeah.
I need a minute.
So does that mean ghosts can't go global? Like they couldn't, cross the ocean?
World tour?
If you were stuck in America, sadly, and you were like, I think it's time for me to live my European life as a ghost. Could you go? Because of the water thing? What are the limitations of ghosts?
And on next week's episode, I'm just kidding. I don't think we'll ever know. It's like BuzzFeed Unsolved College Edition. We'll never
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
Well, if one of us dies.
If?
I don't know about you, but I have plans. You know what I mean?
What are your plans?
Maybe not to go out ever. I don't know.
How do you not know?
I mean, let's think. I wear sunscreen every day.
So do I.
I have a fat face. This is timeless right here. We're aging well, and then maybe we won't age at all. I'm actually the ghost of Texas State. Surprise.
Speaking of ghosts of Texas State, now are you the ghost of College Inn?
College Inn has not been said to be haunted, but I think if you think about it hard enough, you'd understand that all dorms are scary enough as is. Like, think about it. You are leaving the nest for the first time in 18 years. You are sleeping 5 feet away from someone you just met 5 hours ago. And then sometimes you just find yourself flushing cereal down the toilet that you couldn't finish, and then washing the bowl and the spoon in your bathroom sink. And some would say that the noises can be seen as haunting. And I would much sooner blame a clogged toilet on a ghost than myself. Especially if it's bad for the plumbing, which if it is, I'm sorry, College Inn at Texas State. But sometimes you have to do what you have to do.
Sometimes you just have to flush the cereal. And if someone hears those creaky pipes, you just have to say it's haunted.
Yeah.
Is that what they did at Scary Stary?
I think that's what they've done at every single one, because if you think about it, dorms are...
Scary Stary, the scariest thing is literally the people.
Literally the people. But I think that dorms are like the perfect hellscapes.
Okay.
That a ghost would just be willing to move in anyway. They're like, the vibes are perfect. I'm packing my bags. I'm coming to Butler Hall. It's perfect. It's like a vacay. It's like a dream resort for ghosts.
I am going to haunt this place, and I'm going to study physics.
I mean, come on. They say college is for all ages. What if you're ageless because you're already dead? Ghosts
a timeless classic.
Ghosts deserve educations to 2021.
So Scary Stary. The Stary Hall. So Noah... I'm sorry, you're just watching it. So many freshmen have believed to have seen a shadowy figure just like lurking in the halls.
Mm-hmm.
One of my friends did literally tell me that the scariest thing was literally just like the creeps that she saw around there.
Mm-hmm. I mean, like, apparently the spirit is banging on doors, they're opening drawers, like, you wake up in the middle of the night and they're standing in the room and you're like, oh, you see him going.
Oh, I think that was my roommate.
And I'm like...
I woke up at 2 a.m. and I was like, hello?
I think almost at the end of the day, it could be people. I think since a lot of kids are scared, you know, like it's awkward moving in and there are people like next door. I'm like, who's to say it isn't someone else just, you know, running down and banging on doors?
And your roommate's just like a massive, like, quiet prankster.
But I did watch a lot of YouTube videos of like dorm tours, and I specifically looked at Stary, and all of the comments, even if they're from like 2007, right when YouTube started going off, they're like, I heard it was haunted and I'm like scared to live there. Is that true? And no one ever answered any of the comments on any of the videos. I'm like, is it? Is it?
What if it's like secret? I've never been inside. What if it's like secretly just really nice and they like don't come here?
Yeah. Is it a ploy to make Stary the best hall at San Marcos, Texas State?
Who's to say?
I don't know. But for Butler Hall, it's basically the same exact thing. But they think it's just one room in particular. For Scary, you're done wherever you are. There's ghosts everywhere. They don't discriminate against rooms. But for Butler Hall, it's room 222.
Oh, so there's an angel in the angel number room.
And the freshmen believe that there's a paranormal entity that, you know, opens drawers again and they mess with all of your stuff. But one person believed that the ghost in 222 took pictures of them while they were asleep, and they woke up to them just like on their laptop. And her roommate is like, no, I didn't do that. I would never do that. But do you think it was just a roommate? Or do you think, like, there is actually a spirit just being like, geez.
It couldn't have been an old spirit if it knew how to take pictures.
Yeah.
Plus, it's like, dude, you're dead. Like, are you going to keep those pictures around?
But it's on her. It's on her stuff. Like, it's just like a little I'm going to mess with you game. Which is like, okay. Stalker, like real life stalker, ghost. I think I prefer the ghost.
Yeah. I mean, ghosted or literal ghost.
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 Ghost. Because, you know, then they're just like, it's a little trick. It's a little prank. You
It's
know
just
what I
a
mean?
prank. Why do they always open drawers, though? Like, that's...
They're nosy. If I passed away...
If
I passed away, I think I would be a nosy ghost.
I'm already nosy living.
I'm nosy alive, but now I'm invisible. Listen.
Literally the superpower.
Listen.
I'm listening.
I'm snooping. And then, you know, they're in college and they're like, Carly's here again. God,
my toilet's clogged.
My toilet's clogged. My personal journal is open. Why won't she leave me alone? And I'm like, maybe you should feel like it's a compliment because I
just
find
wanted
you
to make
that
sure you were
interesting.
okay. So
You
I
know what
opened
I
your
mean?
personal journal and I read everything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think chat's for you, honey bunny.
I'm like, girl, I'm a psych major. I was a psych major.
Ooh.
Let me help you. Let me help you.
You like right in there.
I'm a
Here's
ghost.
my advice.
Instead of an armchair therapist, I'm a ghost therapist.
Honestly, you just show up and you're an in-house therapist.
Like an American Horror Story. Like,
Hey. I just wanted to tell you that I think you're projecting onto other people.
And okay, the final dorm one is Tower Hall.
That one's that's the most questionable one for me because it's the architect's daughter that committed suicide in a completely different building. And so the architect designed the windows to be like really, really small because she jumped out of the building via window. Like, you know, like some random trapdoor, and she's like, whoa, through a small window. And so apparently at the same time that he was like architecting and designing and building this building, she jumped out of a completely separate dorm hall. Wait, no. Yes. Maybe.
A different project that he had.
Yeah, a different project that he had or something like that. But some people say that they've like seen the ghost of her there. Mm-hmm. Even though she wasn't there.
Yeah.
But she's like...
It seems, I think someone just took one man's tragedy and just turned it into somewhat of a cautionary tale. Because any dorm at Texas State where there's like a balcony or anything, they have it locked.
Yeah, you can't even open those. I was so excited. I was like, oh, I can go sit out there. I can go watch the sunset.
That's how
and it's
I
like,
felt.
do not open it. Do not open it.
Yeah, the door just won't open. And I think maybe, you know, cautionary ghost tales can kind of be a way in which to be like, everything is here for a reason.
Yeah, because I mean, like, college students are depressed, and we've seen, like, that, you know, people have done things. So I understand. I really wanted to watch that sunset, let me tell you. But cautionary tale, I really don't believe the Tower Hall one.
I don't either.
Because it was a completely different building.
Yeah. I think, I don't know, unless she would follow him wherever he went, you know what I mean?
Which is kind of sweet.
And then she was like, Tower Hall is my favorite, even though most people I know did not enjoy living in Tower Hall. What did your friends say? They almost froze?
Yes. They said the scariest thing. I almost, like, froze to death. And we had, like, that ice apocalypse in February, January, something like that. They were like, that was the scariest thing that's ever happened.
So far the scariest things that we have are man-made.
The scariest thing we have are men.
Yeah.
Okay, this is your favorite.
This is my favorite.
Pike House.
Oh, she's my favorite.
Pike House. Also known as Fisher Hall, if you look it up.
Also known as someone's luxury mansion that they built after it was burned down.
It's pretty. You already spoiled the ending. Okay, so what did it first start as?
First, it started as a boys' dormitory.
Okay.
And then World War I happened, so it became, like, you know, more of, like, a military academy.
Okay. Great swap.
And then it became a hospital. And then it became a Baptist academy.
What a swap.
And then it became Pike House in, like, the 70s. So from 1900 to
You
the
went
1970s.
to, like, literally Baptist, like, Christian school
everything.
to a frat house.
And basically, like, a frat house is basically a boys' dormitory, except they're, like, draining kegs and harassing women. You know what I mean? But I think that being in the frat house, like, I think the 30 sweaty men are scarier than, you know, one spirit that walks up and down the hall every single night. Like, at least she has a routine. What do they have? Axe body spray? I think Axe body spray would sooner harm me than a ghost nurse. You know what I mean?
Because she's a nurse. She's meant to help
She's
people.
a nurse. And then, you know, I convince myself I have some kind of illness for, like, the 5th time that day. And then I'm like, hey, do you think that I have Crohn's disease, yes or no? And then she's like, Carly, this is the 5th time today. I'm just trying to walk. I'm trying to pace the hallway. Please go back.
Is it because you poured cereal down the toilet and so you're just thinking about that clogged toilet again, so you think you had Crohn's?
Listen, everyone follow me on Poop Map, then you'll understand. Oh, even what? That's irrelevant. Let's not put that in there. But
Okay, so
here's the lore. Here's the real lore. Pike House
yes,
in the 90s.
yes.
Allegedly, they were hazing someone in the basement, and it went too far, and they accidentally killed him.
Okay.
And it's been haunted by him ever since. They think that there's bloody handprints everywhere, there's pledge books, there's everything in this basement. And actually, I got my hair done yesterday. Yes, I know it looks good. But my hair stylist, I was talking about how I was going to do this podcast, and she was like, oh, like, back before it was burnt down, I would go there all the time. Like, she's lived in San Marcos her whole life. And she would go and she would sneak in with her friends. And she was like, yeah, no, it was creepy. She confirmed that they used to have the books, like, nailed to the walls. But she said the thing that was scary about it was the kind of people that it attracted, because right at the end, you know, it was graffiti filled, you know, people were just, like, spending the night there doing anything. And then it was burnt down by 2 arsonists in 2007.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, she'd been there, and, like, the little things, I think it's probably obviously someone, you know, did it after hearing, like, all of the, like, the stories, so then they went and
I know, they had to take the most interesting place that we have on this list and burn it to an absolute crisp.
And then build a mansion.
They made Phoenix.
I just think, like, it's interesting.
It's
very interesting.
It's pretty suspicious that someone would burn down that building because of all, like, especially with the pledge gone wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's 100% evidence of that.
Yeah. I think that, I mean,
Were they getting rid of the evidence?
I watch, like, YouTube videos. I don't know why. All of my sources come from YouTube comments from, like, people who went to Texas State in, like, the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Because the Pike House has the biggest amount of attention because everyone is so upset that it was burnt down. You know, people are discussing if it's haunted in the comments, and a lot of people are like, no, the vibes are weird.
There's a lot. It was 5 different places.
Mm-hmm. I've never heard anything of, like, specific entities, but from the YouTube comments, people were like, oh, you know, you can hear footsteps in this part of the building. Everyone says
Maybe
it's here, but it's
live
here.
there.
Yeah, they live there. It's like old frat bros, which respect. I'm like, okay. Tell us everything in the YouTube comment. That was, you know, it's all from, like, the early 2000s, right when YouTube kicked off. Those are all the comments. It's interesting.
Like, I'm sorry. It's just still really suspicious that someone burned it down because so much happened in that one building, which is like, that's such a like historical building. So much went down. It's so suspicious.
I think it's just kind of sad because it was pretty. Like when
Really?
we looked through all the pictures, like it was a nice building. But now it's
Really bad past though. Pretty girl, bad past.
pretty girl bad past. Yeah, but now after it was burnt down, someone bought the land, and now it is a house. So we can't show you that, obviously, to respect their privacy. But between you and me,
It's a very nice house.
I did find her on Facebook. But it is a really nice house. You can Google Maps it and do the little tour, but on foot. Highly recommend. It's a gorgeous house.
It is a really pretty house. I will admit that.
I mean, like, if I were to live in a haunted place,
You'd want it to be a pretty haunted place.
I guess I wouldn't mind if it was like $1 million haunted place. Manifesting.
The entire, like, in horror movies where, like, the white family and they're like, this house is extremely haunted. And they're like, well, take it. Great price.
Oh my gosh, a lot of murders? Sign me up. Me
It's
and my
just-
husband, we love a challenge. We love to
We love a good
house.
fixer-upper. We don't mind extra company.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
We've dealt with kids. We know what it's like to have random stuff just disappear.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I'm still thinking about the dorm thing. I don't know why.
Which one?
Just like all the dorms. I'm like, isn't it the easiest way to like mess with someone and steal from someone just to say that it's haunted when you're in reality you're the one just like rummaging through their doors? I can't get over it.
Gaslighting someone. Oh, it's just haunted. You're just imagining that. And they're literally like stealing so much.
Yeah. Because, you know, you leave your dorm, you go to class, you come back and you're like,
Why are all my drawers open? Why is all my
Yeah.
stuff moved around?
where
Why are there
did
pictures
my
of me asleep?
snacks go? Where did my snacks go? And then the ghost is like, it was me. I don't know. I think it's interesting. To say the
I don't
least.
remember if it was Steri or Butler right now, but I know in one of them a girl was like showering and she like heard a bunch of noise in the
Steri.
bathroom. It was Steri. Of course it was Steri. Scary Steri. I have to say it like that every time for some reason. And then she heard like a ton of noise outside. And then so like, you know, she peeked out there and there was absolutely no one, no trace of anyone, but she heard like all that kind of stuff, which is literally like Naked and Afraid. But like, okay, imagine that. You're just like trying to have like a nice relaxing shower. Like you just finished an
See.
exam and then ghost. Boom.
And the public shower already. I don't think I could
That's
relax.
already, that's scary enough.
I don't think I could relax. I really don't. But I haven't had a relaxing shower in a long time.
You okay, hon?
When I was 8, I watched The Mummy, like the old one, and I convinced myself that he could turn into sand and like come in through the shower.
Sand
get
in your
me.
shower?
Because he could turn into sand and travel. He could go through door locks, and I was like, he's coming in the shower. So I brought my cat into the bathroom every single time I would shower because I was like, they respected cats in Egyptian times, and my cat would be like, hey, not her.
I questioned that at first, but that makes
And
complete
I
sense.
was 8 years old, and that was my logic. But what
good
can
logic.
protect you in the public showering area in Steri?
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
That's so weird.
I don't know. The only reason I lived at College Inn was so I could shower in peace. I didn't want to run into anyone when I was, using the bathroom. I was like, I need this door, and I need my time to myself.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Would you like to conclude the episode at that horrible ending?
I think we can run down, like, if we think something's haunted, since we've been every location.
Except for Pike.
Except for Pike, for
But-
someone's privacy. But Old Main.
It gave off some really weird vibes. I really want to say yes. We were there, like, kind of in the evening, though, so it
And
wasn't dark.
It just rained. The aesthetic was great.
I want to say yes. Like a kind ghost.
Yeah, I don't think there's any malevolent
No.
energy in there.
Maybe Pike.
Pike House, I feel like
It's
there's no way
burnt.
it couldn't be.
I feel there's so much going on with it. I feel like from all of the 5 things that it had been,
Mm-hmm.
and then to it just, burning down out of nowhere.
Yeah, would the ghost just be
something
like...
had to be going
Would
down.
the ghost just be like, I guess I'm moving out? Or
Guess
would
I'm
they
homeless.
or would they repopulate the house that they built on top of where Pike House used to be?
Ooh.
I think it's
I'm gonna
a
say
strong
haunted.
I'm gonna say a strong haunted. Starry Hall.
I feel like it's just made up.
I think it's just freshman lore. I think
Yeah.
all of the dorm ones are freshman lore.
I didn't believe Tower from the start, but I do find it to be an interesting story.
Yeah.
of-
I asked someone from Butler who lived in Butler. I was like, "Oh, do you think Butler's haunted?" And they immediately said no, but Starry is. So
literally I got a response from Steri that was just like one word. It was just no.
yeah,
It's
I
like,
don't
thank
know.
you so much.
And then the theater building, I think it would be funny if it was.
At least one person, because I mean, when we went in there, it was pretty creepy.
It was. The lights
that's 'cause
flickering,
no one
lights
with
going
us.
off. No one was there. I don't know. I think if
I don't think it would be like, again, like no bad vibes, no bad ghosty vibes, but like, I feel like definitely, I think Pike, Old Main, and maybe the theater building.
I agree. I mean, if anyone has any experiences that they've had, let us know about it.
Please share them. I want to know so bad. Put them in the YouTube comments from 2007 so someone can read them and make a podcast about it in like over a decade.
I think that's the only way to do it.
That's the only way to do it. Anyways, haunted or not haunted. BuzzFeed Unsolved College Edition. No ideas are original, are they? Nope, that's fine. Well, this was Dorm Room Ramblings, Episode 3. I have been Bailey Collier.
I've been Carly Koon.
And yeah. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And tune in for Episode 4. See ya.